Yes guys, and welcome back to another video. This one we are going through my Premier League predictions and my favourite tips for each one. Now I do this every week. If you're new around here and you enjoy football betting, I add 2 or 3 videos a week with different tips and betting advice, etc. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll also be doing my Goal Fest prediction video again. And the first one I done last week, we got all 7 correct, which was mad. That will be uploaded on Friday the 18th of October. So it might already be live by the time you're watching this one. If not, subscribe, hit the notification button, and then you will be notified when it goes live. When the video does go live, I will add the link below as well. So you can always click that and go to it on Friday. Now the international break is finally over. I hate international break. Betting on international is always just very dodgy, but it's out the way now. It's not back for a month. Great. But so yeah, with that in mind, just be a bit wary if you're doing any pre-match bets, because usually the weekend after international, you get some crazy results and it throws a lot of people sideways. And yeah, so just be careful if you're doing pre-match. As always, I prefer doing it in play, and that way you can judge it a lot better. So with the predictions I'm giving you predictions for all games on Saturday and Sunday. I'm not bothering with the one Monday game. As always, if you decide to do pre-match bets in these, I would suggest picking maybe 2 of your favourite and then making a double, and that will at least double your money. There's a few in here where the odds are actually quite good already, where you could do singles. There's a few 1.72s, 1.8s. So there is some you could actually do a single in. Entirely up to you. Anyway, let's dive in with the first game, which is Spurs against West Ham. My team, as you all know. I don't know how I feel about this one. You know, when we play each other, it's always very lively. We see loads of goals. In this fixture last year, West Ham actually won 2-1 at Spurs' place. But I'm a bit worried about us this year. We're not very consistent. We're very up and down. We're not really sure what style we're going for at the moment. It's all very crazy at the moment. It's all very up in the air. However, 5 out of the 6 last head-to-heads between these two teams at Spurs' place have been high scoring. They've all had over 2.5 goals. And at the moment this season, both teams are involved in high scoring games. So with this one, we should see goals. So I'm going with over 2.5 goals, and the odds are 1.42. Next up, we have Fulham versus Aston Villa. Both teams are doing very well this season. Fulham just the 2 losses, and they were against Man United and Man City. Aston Villa, only the 1 loss, and that was back in August against Arsenal. Now, both the head-to-heads last year between these teams ended with over 2.5 goals, and I can see the same happening here. And the odds are 1.8, which is pretty juicy already. You could do that as a single or wait and play. Make sure it starts pretty well in the first 5-10 minutes, and then you can jump on, and then you could probably get odds of 2.1. Next up, we have Southampton versus Leicester. Huge match down the bottom end of the table. Southampton still without a win. Leicester with just the 1 win, but they've also drawn 3, so it's not too bad. Leicester grabbed a win in their game just before the international break. They beat Bournemouth 1-0. And it's worth noting that Leicester smashed Southampton last year in the Championship. They beat them 4-1 and 5-0. So I'm going double chance, draw or Leicester, and the odds are 1.57. Next up, we have Ipswich versus Everton. Similar to the previous game, big match down the bottom end of the table. Ipswich kept drawing and drawing until they come against the Mighty Hammers, and we beat them 4-1. Everton are starting to look better recently. No losses in 3 now. Very hard to call this one. However, 5 out of the last 6 games for Ipswich have ended with both teams scoring, and that is also the same for Everton. So I'm going with both teams to score, and the odds are 1.68. Next up is Newcastle versus Brighton. Both teams have started very well with just 1 loss each. But it's worth noting how good Newcastle at home are. They have not lost at home since January, and that was a very close 3-2 loss to Man City. So with that in mind, with how good they are at home, I'm going with a Newcastle draw no bet, and the odds are 1.44. So if they win, the bet wins. If it's a draw, you get your stake back. Next up, we have Man United versus Brentford. Weird game this one. You know, Man United, no wins in 5. Brentford, last game was a mad one against Wolves where they won 5-3. At Old Trafford, Man United have won the last 3 head-to-heads against Brentford. I think Man United can nick the win here, but I don't know. They're just so ropey. Every time I do any bets with them, they just let me down. I don't know. They're just too ropey at the moment. So I'm not convinced they'll win easily, or if they win at all. So I'm going with a Brentford +2 handicap, and the odds are 1.4. Now, on to the last game on Saturday. It's Bournemouth versus Arsenal. Arsenal are yet to lose this season. Bournemouth are very up and down, can't seem to get a good run going. Arsenal, they have a very good record against Bournemouth, winning the last 5 against them. And I think Arsenal are too strong for them in this one as well. So we are going for an Arsenal win, and odds are 1.72. So that's all the Saturday games. We've got 2 more games to go, which are the Sunday ones. Whilst you're here, guys, quickly smash that like button. It takes you 2 seconds. Just bib. It really helps the video, helps the channel, helps me get new people into the community, which is better for me, it's better for you, as I'll upload more videos. So just hit that like button, please. Thank you. Right, now Sunday, we have got Wolves versus Man City. Wolves sit bottom of the table with just 1 point. 5 straight losses in a row. It's really not looking good for them. I did think they were going to sack Gary O'Neill during the international break, so it gave them some time to find someone new, but they didn't. They're sticking with him. Maybe an absolute thrashing from City will be the final straw, and they sack him if they lose 5 or 6-0 or something like that. I don't know. If they put up a good fight and lose just by 1 goal, that should keep him in, but I don't know. I just cannot see it. I cannot see it. I'm going with a Man City -1 handicap, and the odds are 1.8. So that means Man City have got to win by 2 or more goals. So 2-0, 3-0, 3-1, etc. Leaving the best till last, the best game of the weekend. Liverpool sit top of the table with just the 1 loss, but are currently on a 6-game winning streak too. Chelsea, not far behind, 4 points behind Liverpool. Chelsea haven't lost in 6 league games. They're on good form. Both are on good form. Chelsea's last defeat was the 2-0 loss to Man City. Now, the odds for Chelsea to win are 5, which I think are pretty mad considering how well they're doing. They are on form. Liverpool did have that loss against Forest like 6 games ago. So, you know, they can slip up at home, and the odds of 5 for Chelsea, they're good. It's worth thinking about doing that, possibly. But we are going to do it safe here. We are going to do it safe. We're going to do Chelsea +2 handicap, and the odds of that are 1.4. So yeah, that's all the games for Saturday, guys. I hope you smash it. Remember, I have got the Goal Fest video as well. If it's live now, I'll have the link below. It goes live on Friday, okay? It goes live on Friday, and it will cover Saturday matches. So make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Comment below what you think of these selections, and I shall see you in the next video, guys. Take care. Peace.